the African king who ruled the richest empire in human history. Imagine being so rich that when you walked into a city, you crashed its economy just by being there. This is the true story of Mansa Musa, the African emperor whose wealth was so immense, economists cannot even calculate it today. To understand Mansa Musa, you have to understand the world in 1312 AD, when he took the throne. Europe was devastated by the Black Death, famines, and endless war. But in West Africa, an empire unlike anything the world had ever seen was rising. The Mali Empire stretched across 2 million square kilometers, larger than Western Europe combined. Mansa Musa was born around 1280, into the royal Keita dynasty. He came to power almost by accident. He was appointed deputy to the king, who disappeared on an ocean expedition and never returned. And just like that, Mansa Musa became king of the richest empire in human history. Mali controlled more than half of the world's gold supply and almost all of its salt, the two most valuable commodities on earth at the time. Some historians estimate Mansa Musa's personal wealth at $400 billion in today's money, making Jeff Bezos look like a peasant. But here's the thing, even that number is probably wrong, because his wealth was simply too large to compare. In 1324, Mansa Musa did something that would shock the entire world. He embarked on a pilgrimage to Mecca. But this was no ordinary pilgrimage. He brought 60,000 people with him. His personal entourage alone included 12,000 servants, each dressed in gold and Persian silk. He carried with him 180 tons of gold, enough to fill 3 Olympic swimming pools. When he passed through Cairo, Egypt, he gave away so much gold that he crashed the Egyptian economy for 12 years. Gold became worthless. Prices skyrocketed. Entire merchant families were ruined, just because one man was too generous. When Mansa Musa returned home, he went on the greatest building spree in African history. He transformed Timbuktu into one of the greatest centers of learning in the world, with libraries holding over 1 million manuscripts. At its peak, Timbuktu's university attracted scholars from as far as the Middle East and Europe. Mansa Musa died around 1337, leaving behind an empire that would never be matched again. Within decades of his death, his sons squandered the fortune, and the empire crumbled, proof that wealth without wisdom cannot last. But Mansa Musa's story was never forgotten, and today, 700 years later, we're still talking about him. If you want to learn more stories like this, the ones they don't teach in school, subscribe.